Hey everybody, it's your not-so-friendly neighborhood Necroswanson, and I figured I should probably throw out an update because not everyone watches the streams or is in the Discord. And if you're not, you really don't know what's going on or what I'm planning for the upcoming month, and I figured going old school and just doing one of these is probably the best. There was no stream Saturday night because this week I was not able to spend as much time as I wanted to playing Monster Hunter World, and I needed to get work on that done, so I decided, fuck it, this weekend because the weather has turned. I watched the storm approaching, the darkness calls my name, the trees are growing restless, they feel the seasons change, the fruit is putrefied, forbidden once and bound to die. You know, the whole thread of life lying severed on the brink of paradise. Summer has died, so whenever there is decent weather, I have to get farm work done. And this weekend, I had to spend my sunshine moments cleaning gutters, trimming fence lines, and prepping stuff for winter coming, so I had to do that this weekend and didn't get to work on Monster Hunter World, so I decided, fuck it, I'll move the stream to next week and we'll just do stuff next week, and this weekend I will work on Monster Hunter World. And I'll explain why I'm working on Monster Hunter World here in a bit. The way I pick games to review is if it shows up in my Steam recommended and it interests... Excuse me, I just hiccuped. If it interests me, I will get that raring to go, either waiting for it to come out or start playing it. Sometimes I get recommended a game that I will then check out, or sometimes John Hyperstrange, the heinous overlord of Hyperstrange from Beyond Space and Time, will come down and say, hey Necro, we have a task for you, get to work, bitch. And I'll do it that way. Unfortunately, November has nothing for me, actually. I kind of caught up on my backlog the last 2 months. I actually had very productive months, so I'm kind of caught up on the backlog of things that I actually wanted to make videos about, you know? Get corpse painted up and then complain about in front of a camera. So I don't have anything set for November. And so I decided it was finally time to go back and remake some stuff that needed to be remade. If you have been around the channel for a very long time, you've probably seen whispers of my purest spectrum internet autism. Daryl Fights the Monsters. It started a long ass fucking time ago. It's one of my favorite things to make, and it's really dumb. It's just something where I play around with editing and making up really stupid fucking stories. And the one for Monster Hunter World started in a different video. I actually was not a Monster Hunter player before World came out, and at the time that it released, my sister's boyfriend, who is now her husband, they have 2 kids, wonderful life for them. You didn't need to hear that. He was like, hey, yeah, I bet you'd like it, and it ended up like taking over my life, to the point that it changed my upload schedule, to the point that I no longer have a schedule. It's just kind of as I get interested in things. But I did Daryl Fights the Monsters for it. However, it started off in the video where I was actually trying out the game. That's where that... I call it the Salt Corp Chronicles, but, you know, it actually started in the video where I was checking out the game. And that video no longer exists. And also, the Daryl Fights the Monsters for it, and its high rank content is in 720/30 because it was from the PS4, so it doesn't match up with Iceborne, either in graphical fidelity, writing, content, or, you know, the buff titties mods that I use. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and remake it so that it can actually start from the beginning of the game, can go fully through the Zora Magdaros, and then I'm going to remake the high rank content because Iceborne, you notice, if you watch it, you notice that it skips all of the post Zora Magdaros stuff, just kind of throws it into a montage, and I want to remake all that and get it going in a funny little stupid autism story that I like telling about corporate espionage and stupid shit. And also I want to remake Pickle Fight and Gary Fights the Monsters from that, and that'll be part of that. As it currently is, part 1 is going to be the full Zora Magdaros story, then high rank, Gary Fights the Monsters, and Pickle Fight will then take over the second part of the Salt Corp Chronicles. And then after that, I have Monster Hunter Rice and Lunch Break to do, but those probably won't be for quite a while still, because then the way it's going to happen is I should have all the recording done for the Zora Magdaros segment probably by the end of tonight, and then, well, I'll get on to what's coming after that later, and then game will happen, and then I will get part 2 done, and then I will start moving on towards Rise and Sunbreak. What was I saying? Oh yes, so the reason why I won't get started editing immediately, even though I'll probably have enough filming done, is because I have to go through another setup change. For a while now, I have needed to severely upgrade my PC because it's been just having encoding errors and on top of encoding errors when trying to play games with like more graphical fidelity than an indie game. And it's going to be like $2,000 to overcome that at this point. So what I decided instead was to get a decent laptop and just dual box it, you know, a professional streamer setup for someone who's only a professional asshole take off some of the burden on the PC and move it over to the laptop. Only problem with the laptop is that it comes with proprietary software that is installed at the motherboard level that I can't get rid of, and it fucks up Windows PowerShell. I'm 90% sure it's Windows PowerShell. I'm 10% like sure that I know absolutely nothing about what I'm talking about, and it's something completely else that's getting fucked up. But basically, if I right-click, what I right-click on crashes. If I right-click on desktop, it crashes Explorer. If I right-click on a File Explorer window, it crashes File Explorer. If I right-click on OBS, it crashes OBS. If I right-click on the fucking browser, it crashes the browser. Something about the proprietary software that I can't get rid of no matter how many times I fucking wipe shit, and I'm not gonna fuck around with fucking flashing the BIOS, crashes. So I actually have another PC coming, and I'll be doing just 2 PCs. And one will be the pure gaming side, and the other will be the production side, where all the recording, rendering, editing, and all that gets done. And that shouldn't, you know, it's coming, like the Lord's Vengeance, that right soon, but it won't be for a few more days, so I won't actually be able to start editing for a while. A couple more days, at least. So that's what's happening. I don't have any games for reviews coming up, because nothing has taken my fancy enough that I would go, okay, well, I think I should do a video on this. And nothing that has come out that's new is stuff that I'm like, I'm comfortable making a video about this. I'm not great at what I do, but you know, I do well enough, but you know, that's just how it is. So, all that rambling aside, that is what we are, well, when I say we, that's what I'm working towards. I figured, you know, if you have devoted enough of your time to subscribe and watch my channel, then I at least owe you, and I'm getting a text message. Okay, cool. Anyway, I figured if you are dedicating enough of your time to watch my channel, I figure I owe it to you to let you know what is going on as far as, hey, a video's not coming out this month for a review, and here's what it's going to be and why. So, the current game plan is the new PC is coming, and then I have to spend the rest of that week getting it set up properly so that I can get started doing editing. Basically what it is going to be is it's going to be something that if something breaks and I need to just completely wipe the hard drive and reinstall Windows, I can, without then having to spend the next week and a half reinstalling hundreds of gigabytes of games and programs. It'll be something that I can just dedicate a day to fixing because I've got that Flintstones fucking internet and it'll be ready to go again. That's what that's about. So that's coming, and then I will then be working on the new Daryl Fights the Monsters Salt Corp, whatever it's going to be called, Redux Part 1. And by the time that's done, I will begin editing the Salt Corp Chronicles Part 2, but that probably will not come out until December. And December 5th, Blood West will be releasing in full, and I'm going to be devoting a lot of time to that, because I'm not just going to review Chapter 3 like I did Chapters 1 and 2. Instead, I'm going to go through, talk about the experience as a whole, and it's going to be broken up into talking about chapters and how they each individually use each other's their elements, each other's elements, and how it flows. So that one I'm hoping will be a bit longer and more in-depth, and it will take a bit longer. And then will be Daryl Fights the Monsters Salt Corp Redux Part 2. And then whatever games take my interest after that, which I will then also be on the side working on Rise and Sunbreak, which will also be 2 parts. So there's that. So, if you are wondering, what the fuck is my autismo brain doing? That's what's happening, and that is what's coming. There won't be any reviews for the remainder of the month, unfortunately, because there is, like I said, nothing that's taking my fancy. So, if you don't care about my weird brand of autism for my side content, please enjoy your month. Find you someone who looks at you the way I look at tacos. Stay hydrated. Have a happy Thanksgiving if I don't see you before then. And the Saturday streams will continue, so we'll have that going for us. If you're looking for things to play, in the meantime, I don't think Suppless's Chapter 2 came out. I think they ended up having to postpone it, which that's fine because it's a phenomenal game. And I'm very excited for that. Because let me check real quick. Did it come out? Oh, yep, nope, it did come out. Okay, Suppless Chapter 2 is out. So is Ghostware. I'm going to be streaming those, but if you don't want to wait for me to stream those, go fucking play them. Also check out Empty Shell. Very interesting survival horror roguelike. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you soon. If not, enjoy your time not having to listen to my stupidity. Have a great one.